Ain't nobody messing with my Knicks.
Podcast. Welcome into the lounge. I'm Gavin Shaw alongside Matthew Tonis. I know you just listened to us on Tuesday. We're recording this Wednesday. Probably going to come out around Friday because you can't take that much comedy in 2 nights, I'd say. I'd say we just said Anthony Persino, and now we have a man who's actually intentionally funny, Kennedy Collier.
It's good to be on, guys. It's gonna be fun. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go. So Kennedy, you're one of the funniest people that I think we've ever met. I think we can agree with that.
Top 5-ish.
Yeah, the Lax Flow YouTube video might still be my favorite one that I've seen out of Cronkite Sports this year.
I don't know. Did you see the Anthony one where he compared the entire team to cobras?
Oh.
I haven't seen that one.
I checked that out. He said he's basically he asked me if I could kill 6 cobras, and when I said no, that was his evidence for the lacrosse team being good.
Huh.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. So sound logic from Anthony. Anyways, Kennedy, you're an aspiring comic. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing? I know you have a show coming up next week. Why don't you discuss it a little?
Yeah, next week, next Wednesday, the 23rd, I have a 5-minute set. It's an open mic night at the Stand Up Live in downtown Phoenix. I got my 5 minutes. I'm doing that. But there's not just me down there. There's a couple other comics. I don't know exactly how many are going to be. I want to say 10. I hope there's 10 because there's a 2-drink minimum. And if there's just me, you're gonna have to drink that really fast. So it's gonna be fun. It's free. Besides the 2 drinks I think that's how they get you at comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Is that the 2 drinks. But yeah,
Also,
it's gonna be a lot of
other
fun.
Places.
Right.
Like
Other places.
Other
Gavin.
establishments. Yeah.
Others? Is that a story, Gavin?
It's not a podcast.
Okay.
Let's continue going. Anyways, and then I understand that next year you're actually leaving ASU to go potentially join the Second City, which is an incredibly famous comedy troupe.
It's a comedy. It's like a club, school, troupe. A cult basically. Almost anyone that you've seen on Saturday Night Live has either come from the Second City or the Groundlings or the Improv Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
It's those 3 and a couple other ones. Those are the big ones, and they make it eventually to Saturday Night Live. So if you're watching someone on Saturday Night Live, they were from one of those 3 institutions. But yeah, it didn't really. The decision to leave, it wasn't an easy one because I enjoy journalism. I enjoy working with you guys. Especially
Cronkite Sports Live.
Cronkite Sports Live.
Kennedy's in it.
Like, I got so bored that looking forward to those Monday night meetings. That's I would like.
Really, that's bad.
Yeah, just the
just to see Trey Lanthier's rosy cheeks.
Exactly.
After a long weekend.
And then have Cam just complain about we're not having that live graphic
on a weekly basis.
On a weekly
Nothing
basis.
ever gets changed.
Yeah.
Also, no Subway now.
No. Joey runs an authoritarian regime. It's a little tyrannical.
It's almost like Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah,
kind of that.
You're comparing Joey Hardy to Muammar Gaddafi.
That insult to Muammar.
Only when he's a CSL director. He's
a great guy, but
once he puts on that hat of power, it's Muammar.
It's scary.
I'm glad I left when I got the chance because I don't want to experience that.
We're in danger just for criticizing him here.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are on the show this week.
What are you doing this week?
I'm doing lacrosse if Brett Deckard can't find a player, and since we're the main providers of lacrosse coverage, it's unlikely that I'm going to be on the show. But I'm happy that I got.
Hey, you know what? You can run prompter.
Really?
Probably.
That's an honor. I dream of it.
I'm calling the shot right now. Gavin, you're gonna run teleprompter.
You know what's funny? I was gonna do softball, and we just decided there was not enough softball coverage. This is one of the top 10 softball teams in the country, and there's
no story. I don't know.
Surprised.
But I'm going back to my roots. They had me on video playback. This week.
That's how you were born.
That's how I started.
Your main utility for Cronkite Sports Live. I think you got did you get Trey an inhaler? You got someone an inhaler for like one of the.
Carrie needed an inhaler.
Carrie needed an inhaler. And you single-handedly saved the show.
And that's how I made earned my keep.
Yeah.
I saved a man's life.
They just promoted you to vice president.
Yeah, exactly.
After.
Yeah, I went from video playback to just vice president.
Carrie would have died.
Sounds like Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Heat coach. He went from video. He went from
video coordinator
to head coach.
They kept him in a basement, and he would just watch video for like 24 hours a day.
No way.
And Dwayne Wade would occasionally come in and like throw him like a hot dog or something. and
Now he's
now
the coach.
he's the coach.
Now he's
And
got-
now he's in a basement, and Dwayne Wade
With
will still
rings.
come down.
He's got
No,
rings.
Dwayne,
now.
Dwayne gives him like a steak now. Like, not like good quality steak, but like steak all the same.
Yeah, it's fair.
All right. Kennedy, I want to get back to the comedy. How would you describe your style of comedy, and what would you say your ultimate goal in comedy is?
Ultimately, when it comes to stand-up, I've learned that there's 4 types of approaches.
Sure.
The first one is observational. You have your Jerry Seinfeld, kind of your George Carlin. Those are the observational, like pointing out obvious things that people don't think about and trying to make it funny. Yeah. Then you have your storytelling, which is your Bill Cosby, the king of storytelling comedy, and then you got Louis C.K., also a very good storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
He also does a little bit of observational too. Then you have one-liners, like Mitch Hedberg. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, very good.
Mitch Hedberg is hilarious. Gavin, look him up because Mitch Hedberg. Don't go in expecting much from him. Don't
Don't have high expectations.
don't have high expectations. But he's still gonna blow you away. Like
He's gonna blow away my low expectations.
Exactly.
And push them up to like middling expectations.
But like the more you watch it, like don't think about it. Like, but he's a one-liner genius, and it's fantastic what he does. And then the fourth one is impersonations, like your Frank Caliendo and Kevin Spacey a little bit.
Got you.
I would say I'm, and you can have variations of all 4 of those. I'd say I'm a storyteller, observation, stand-up comedy. I point some things out, but I haven't had the, as a comedian, you don't have great lives. I'm not saying my life is terrible at all. I've had a pretty good life, but unfortunate things have happened that third world children would happen to them, like they didn't get a date to a prom or something like that, or they got locked in a trunk of a car, but they have to worry about like food and whatnot. So not terrible things,
Right.
but like
But hashtag
stuff you would find like in a classic '80s movie. That's kind of what happened to me.
Something that white girls hate.
Hate exactly. 100%.
If white girls don't like it, it's happened to Kennedy.
Or it is Kennedy.
Or it
Either
is
one.
me. Yeah.
One of the two. No, that's not true.
So Kennedy, which of those 4 would you say that you are?
I would say I'm more of a storyteller.
Right.
But I would say I'm gonna have to say that I'm both an observation and a storyteller.
Okay.
I've always wondered, like, the struggle I've always had with comedy is, and like this is what I find like amazing about people. Like, you have like a finite amount of life experience, but then you have to be funny and like on and have something new every night. How do you think people get that done? Because that's always amazed me.
That amazes me too. Like, because I'm still new at it. Like, there's people who go out every night and. Sometimes like within a week they'll say the same jokes in a week because a person's not going to go to a comic club every. Yeah. But like you're basically having a conversation with yourself to other people, but they can't respond back to you.
Right.
And
See, that's like terrifying.
Exactly. But if you were to put a stand-up comic out in the middle of the street, you think he'd be homeless, like a crazy homeless person, because he's just talking to himself about his life, and no one would care. But put a mic in front of him. And get 2 drinks in them, and
exactly.
they're good.
I'm glad we all have mics in front of us.
Or else no one would care.
Yeah, we'd all be homeless.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't.
It's like Slava.
It's like what?
Like
Slava, the 15th man on the Suns bench. He was dropped, and he was being paid in meat and golden grannies before, so he didn't invest anything. So now Slava just aimlessly rides the light rail. This is pure conjecture, but I'm like 95% sure I have a beat on this situation. It's actually my enterprise story.
You guys know so many fascinating basketball stories. I just like I'm not a big fan of the sport. Like I enjoy it. I casually root for the Nuggets, but. God, you guys know so many stories about.
That's what I know, but there's a sport that you know a lot about, and that's the NHL.
Yes,
it is true.
One of many that you know about. What do you think? What are your thoughts going to this playoffs?
Well, personally, I'm going to talk as a fan real quick.
Sure.
I am a diehard Avalanche fan. Actually, I'm a diehard Denver, Colorado fan. That's where I grew up as a kid. Joe Sakic, I have his jersey.
Only one I know.
You need to know Joe Sakic, Patrick Roy. That's it.
Milan Hajduk.
Oh,
a little
God.
bit.
Yeah, Matt Foote. But yeah, as a Colorado Avalanche fan, I'm just. From being second to last in the league last year to being second seed in the West, that's Patrick Roy better get Coach of the Year in my opinion. He deserves
100% true.
For turning just like Andy Reid deserved Coach of the Year for how he turned around the Chiefs from 2-14 to a playoff contender. So I'm really excited about the Avalanche. This is like the first year where I've seen the Eastern Conference being boring. Like, like everyone has the Bruins.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone has the Bruins going to the final.
Detroit in the East is still weirding me out. That's just looking at the bracket that we have in front of us.
It's a little bit weird, but I mean, everyone's picking the Bruins, but there's still the Penguins. They're still there.
I kind of think the Penguins are overrated this year, and
I think so too. But they're still the Penguins.
They're
They
still-
still
yeah.
have
Can I
Sidney
make
Crosby.
a quick case for the Rangers based on the fact they're the only team I know in detail enough to make a case for?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Ryan McDonough's coming back. They did lose Chris Kreider, which I think takes away their upside a little bit. But when you have a dominant goalie like Henrik Lundqvist, I don't know. I think they could potentially get hot. And I think over the years they've played Pittsburgh relatively well. So if they can get by the Flyers. And here's an interesting thing that I was just reading about today. The Rangers and Flyers will actually, if it goes 7 games, they'll be playing three of the 3 final games over 4 nights, and games 6 and 7 in consecutive nights, potentially in different stadiums. So they're actually at a huge disadvantage. So now that I've made my case, I'm changing my mind. I think the Rangers or Flyers cannot get. I think Pittsburgh has a.
you were so
incredibly easy
sure
path.
about the
You-
Rangers.
I
man. You were-
was
started out
I
going
was
out-
sure that I kind of knew about them.
and then once you started talking to yourself, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
You know what mystified me? They traded Ryan Callahan for Martin St. Louis. He's a very good player, but he's 38, and we didn't get a draft pick back. We gave them a first-round draft pick. That trade was weird.
38 is old for, well, any sport, but
Right.
especially a physical one like hockey.
Yeah.
I could not, I don't care how much
Ryan
money
Callahan
you're
was like a young Olympian.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless you're a goalie, I can't see you.
they for some
playing
reason
that
they've
long.
actually played better since the trade. So maybe their coach
I think
knew
ju-
something that
I think a little
I
bit of
don't.
chemistry
Makes
is
sense.
involved. San Luis, I believe, plays better with the style that the Rangers are playing. But I think the West is a lot more competitive in the playoffs. Than
It's
the
a lot
East
more
is right now.
interesting.
Yeah, because there are a lot of intriguing matchups here. Chicago-St. Louis is going to be a great series, as is the Sharks-Kings matchup, I think.
Yeah, the only team I'm worried about is, again, as an Avalanche fan, I'm worried about the Anaheim Ducks.
Yep.
Because I think we split the series. I don't know what to call this. Every time we played them, it was
season series.
Yeah, season series. So I think the Anaheim is the biggest. I think it's going to be Anaheim, Colorado, and then Boston, and probably, I'm going to throw it out. I think it's going to be the Flyers, Boston
Really?
Flyers.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Flyers are not going to really surprise us.
But
but
they're
they're-
going, like, quote-unquote surprise.
Correct. Yeah,
They're-
no one's
they're
doubting the ability of the Flyers, but because they're the 3rd seed
in the lower half.
in the
whatever this is.
Pacific. Oh, no, not the Pacific. The Eastern Conference, I believe. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
there are two there are weird
There's, like-
divisions now.
there
I'm
really
not
are.
entirely sure how
It's-
it's set up, but they
The
have
only
a
thing I
pretty
can tell you is that it's better than the NBA system.
they have a well that's true. They have kind of a tough road, the Rangers and the winner of Pittsburgh,
Mhm.
Columbus. Columbus has played pretty well this year. Not a bad team. There's no team in the playoffs that you can say, man, they're just not that good.
I think I would agree with you, with the exception of the Red Wings.
Really?
I don't think they deserve to be. I guess they got in there because no one else could make it into the playoffs.
No one else
stepped up.
But just looking at the Red Wings organization as a whole, I'll never be surprised to see the Red Wings in the playoffs.
Kind of like the
That's
Patriots
true.
of hockey,
yeah,
I'd say.
yeah, Yankees of
The Yankees of hockey,
as well.
I don't know who's the Heat
Lakers,
of hockey, the Lakers.
Lakers and Celtics,
Spurs,
except for
Spurs,
this year.
Spurs was a
True.
consistent one.
Spurs,
I
yeah.
give Spurs there. Oh, and just one more quick question on hockey before we.
Yeah.
I know we've already lost most of our viewers with the hockey talk, but why do you guys think, like, as a hockey novice, this always mystifies me? Every single year, it seems like there's a 7 or 8 seed that makes a really significant run, and there seems to be like more parity in hockey than any other sport. Why do you guys think that is?
Goalies. I mean, if a
Just takes-
goalie gets hot at the right time,
Ryan Miller, 2008, Team USA.
Tim Thomas,
2010,
the year the Bruins won the Stanley Cup, Tim Thomas outplayed his career numbers. He won 2 Vezina trophies, which is best goalie in the league. If you didn't know, he was a very good goalie. But in the playoffs, he just went to another level. And there are teams, Jonathan Quick with the Kings, the year they made their run. It's just, if a goalie gets hot at the right time and his guys play well in front of him, that's a team that's going to be dangerous no matter where they're seated.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tonus on that. Like, if it's not just the goalie, but the goalie's a big part of it. If the team is hot, hockey is one of those sports where once you're hot, but you can cool down extremely fast. So that's why you might see a 7th or an 8th seed surprises more than in any other sport.
Yeah, I think it's all about runs.
Mm-hmm.
It's same as you see in basketball, not on the same level with like lower seeds beating higher seeds, but it's all about runs. And if a team finds something that they got going, they can carry that for 16 wins.
All right, interesting. Now I want to move on to a different segment. I'm going to talk relationship advice with Kennedy Collier. The name
All
wasn't
right.
exceptionally interesting because I just came up with it. All right, so me and Tonus are going to take turns throwing questions at Kennedy. Kennedy's going to answer them in the best, most realistic way possible. You don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Oh, I'll answer it realistically. Yeah.
All right, Gavin, you
all right,
want to go first?
I'll start it off. Okay, what happens? Pure hypothetical here.
Okay. Yeah.
All
Of
right?
course. Of
Okay.
course. Everything.
All right, everything
here is hypothetical.
Pure conjecture.
Everything hypothetical. Okay, your girlfriend breaks up with you, and then a couple months later, she asks to get back together with you. What do you say? You like really like this girl. And
I
you
need to
wanna
know what
break
she.
up with her.
I need to know what she is like a number. What is on a one through 10? What is she?
We're doing that.
We're doing that. We have. I
She's,
have to. What is she?
She's a 0.7.
8.7.
8.7.
Wow.
In the individual's heart.
hypothetical. Okay. In the individual's heart.
So she's not even 10 in
It's
your
like,
heart?
I really love you, but like only 8.7.
If you want to scale.
Okay. So an 8.7. How did she break up with you? Is this a?
This isn't me. This is a hypothetical.
Okay. Yeah. Did she hypothetically break up with you, or did you catch her cheating on you?
She hypothetically just ended things.
Ended things.
Like it was like a nice way, but it was still upsetting because you liked the way the relationship was going.
You have to look at the crazy factor. Is this girl crazy as hell? You know, you have to, like, I don't care
What if she's crazy, but she's proportionately hotter than she is crazy?
Ooh.
We're going with the How I Met Your Mother hot.
How I Met Your... Okay, well, then, I mean, if, you know...
But, like, she's like you like the crazy.
You like... Okay,
embrace
you like the... You embrace it, because I have a very good friend who embraces the crazy.
Oh.
And both, like, my roommate and I are like, just stop it. But he's like, dude, it's the crazy. I'm so attracted to it.
It's Zach Poklev, right? That's who
No, this friend has a girlfriend.
Oh!
Love you. I love you, Zach. I would say, try to make, go, like, go for it this time. As long as it didn't hurt you that too bad the first time. And you don't want to go through, because I'm the kind of guy who, like, gives second chance. I give so many chances. Yeah. Ask some of the girls that I've, dated or whatnot. They will be like, this guy gives so many chances, it's almost sad. It really
Come
is.
on, 3 Poklebs and you're out.
No, I give them, like, depending on how, like, what they are on the numbers, I give them, like, 7 Poklebs. God. So yeah, give them, if it didn't hurt so bad, give them a second, what's the worst,
Okay. That was for John from Guam's Guam friend, by the way.
That was Guam's friend?
That was Guam's Guam friend.
Guam's
Wow.
Guam friend.
All right,
Okay.
Tonus, you fire one out.
All right. So, say you're dating a girl,
Okay.
and you wanted to. You're a big hockey fan. You're a big Avs fan. So it's the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you buy 2 tickets. Say this is the second round against Chicago. You go to pick her up at her house, and she's wearing a Patrick Kane jersey. What are you doing?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
What I do is I tell her, look, I dressed up very nice for you because I respect you. Look at this A on my shirt. I did it out of respect. And you come here treating me like garbage with this smut on your shirt. What is this? Go back and change. If she doesn't come back, she ain't worth it, buddy.
So you're telling. So do you want a number on this one?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Numbers always applicable.
All right. Let's say. I mean, I'm gonna go a little less than Gavin, but she's an 8.
I'm sorry,
but on
Guam's rules.
everybody's scale.
On everyone's scale. Okay. How crazy is she?
I mean, she's a Blackhawks fan. So.
Well, yeah, but there's
Are
some.
we
There's,
talking about Amanda Jensen?
No, I'm not. Amanda, I am not talking about you. This is a hypothetical Blackhawks fan. Also, you're in a happy relationship with Chris. I would never do that to you.
Rating her.
the minute she hears that, you're dead.
All right. So she's a little bit unhinged, but not too much that you can't deal with.
Okay. To be realistic, because I've been on a date where it was I took a girl to a baseball game. She was a Cardinals fan, and I'm a Rockies fan.
Right.
And there's no rivalry there, but like we made it our own rival, so it was kind of fun. It's kind of boring cheering for the same team in a way. You kind of get to make fun of each other, and it kind of breaks the ice a little bit. You know, you're both, you know, if you're both like, if you're both Phoenix Suns fans, you're kind of just both awkwardly clapping. But like if the Knicks was just hypothetical, say the Knicks make an impressive run, you get the, you know, you get the trash talk, a little like fun little cute little trash talk that I think breaks the ice a little bit. So I kind of encourage, as much as like eventually if we were to go the distance, you know, she's better. Someone's gonna have to change, and it's not gonna be me. So it's kind of fun to have. Like,
it's only cute until it gets serious.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of like the rivalry.
That's a very interesting take you have, because I, on the other hand, I could never date a Yankees fan.
I could never date a Red Hawks. No, I'm sorry, not a Red Hawks. A Red Wings fan.
Okay.
I could never date a serious Red Wings fan or, a Patriots fan. Like, honestly, they've heard. I know.
Kennedy.
Well, I could never date you, Tonus. I know. It just wouldn't work. It's not because you're a guy. It's because you're a Patriots.
I was gonna end this relationship with proposing that you guys date. Thanks for ruining that. All right. I'll throw unless Tonus says anything else.
It would never work, Gavin. He's a Patriots fan, and I'm a Broncos fan. We're just two different people.
That's fair.
We're two different.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I'll throw one question at you. Okay, this is like a Game of Thrones type hypothetical, but like a little bit less weird. All right. Anyways, okay, let's just say, all right. So this girl, she's in an opposing house. She's not in your house. She's like. Her house doesn't like your house, but you guys like each other.
Slytherin and Gryffindor?
But it's like more intense than that. I don't know how to describe it, except for unless you watch Game of Thrones.
Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
I haven't watched it.
I'm not like I love it. Yeah. Anyways, so
that's a weird variation, but okay.
Okay. So let's just say her house like murders your second cousins, like not even like your first cousins, your second cousins, but they have their sights on your first cousins. Can you still go on like a romantic? Like, not even, like, a serious thing, like a Starbucks date with this girl.
Well, first off, I don't even know any of my second cousins, so she can kill.
All right, well, now we're going to your first cousin. She killed your first.
Oh, is it she or her house is like...
her house. I'm sorry. Well, I like her house, but she wasn't, like, she's not upset about it. Like, when you bring it up in conversation, she'll, like, have, like, a terse apology.
Now, does she look like the dragon chick? Like, the girl who, like, can control dragons?
She's like a more attractive version. She's,
That's not even possible.
Super hot.
Oh, my goodness. That changes the whole equation.
She's like, but she thinks she's a queen, and she's not a queen. She's completely insane.
Okay, you have me at the fact that I've only watched 2 episodes, so I don't know the whole. Like I'm watching with a friend. We're watching season 4. I'm in the middle of season 4. I don't know idea what's happening. I have no idea what's happening. All I know is I love the midget guy or the dwarf. He's great. And I hate that blonde guy. Did you watch the newest episode?
I'm actually in the middle of it right now.
Okay, you're gonna enjoy it. So okay, if she's what's her name? What's her character's name? The Dragon Queen.
Daenerys.
Daenerys. If she is as attractive as Daenerys, she could kill my mother. She could I could.
She did it. She just killed your mother. And you're on a coffee and you say, "Hey, you killed my mom."
Why would I wouldn't even bring it up?
Here's what she said. She's like, "Hey, that's
a mood killer."
You're saying you're like, "Hey," you just like bringing up like subtle conversations. Like she has,
subtle.
Just do you want to go on a date Friday? And she's like, "No, I'm going." You're like, "No, I'm going to my mother's funeral, who you killed." And then she's,
I'll miss the funeral.
And then
we can postpone that. There's the Dragon Queen wants to date me. No, that's. Funerals happen all the time.
Even if she's like super like, what if she's like bragging about it? She's like, yeah, your mom was so easy to kill. I just went right up in there.
She was almost too easy to kill.
I had a dragon with me. What do you think your mom was gonna do against the dragon?
You're nothing. She's dead. All right, so
you're
coffee. I'll pay for it too. God.
All right, I'm just gonna tell you how this goes for you, Kennedy. Knowing the character, I don't think she likes your lack of care for your mother. That was a test.
That was a test.
She killed your mother to see how much you care about your mother, and you didn't.
That's a terrible test.
That's a terrible.
It's a convoluted show. What am I gonna say?
I don't know, man. George R.R. Man, come on.
He's bold.
What if that becomes an episode? Like, well, I don't think the Starbucks element will be part of it.
There's Starbucks equivalent.
Yeah, they're doing well on money. I don't think they need brands.
Could you imagine? What if they just like threw a Starbucks in?
I would laugh, like, because I'm not a hardcore hardcore fan, so I personally would laugh so hard if that was a thing. But like my friend Lindsay would freak out if there was.
Lindsay would be upset.
She would be very upset.
Right. Okay, I think that just about wraps it up. Kennedy, do you have anything to add? Any shout-outs to give? Anyone who's given you a lot of respect this week or you dished a lot of respect out to?
I'd like to say, if you want to come see my show, it's the April 23rd. It's a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Come find me. I
encourage everyone to go.
Yeah, you can, I don't want to rope you into this, but you can tell Gavin. He will tell me, and I can get you a ticket. It's free when you have a ticket. There's just a 2-drink minimum that you have to pay for.
Putting a lot of pressure on me right now.
Exactly. Gavin, I need more people. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the 23rd. Hopefully it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully a lot of laughs. A lot of other great comedians are gonna be there. I want to give a shout out to all my friends who may or may not be listening. And
Majority probably. If they do, it's out of spite.
it's out of spite.
Yeah.
Good.
For us. Yeah.
Good. That's all I got. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for having me,
All right,
guys. This
awesome.
has
All
been
right,
fun.
problem.
it's been a pleasure, Kennedy.
All right, take it away, JD. Dolan. This is the Knicks owner, by the way. He flew these people in. He's completely insane. He paid them like millions of dollars to perform with him. Just watch. You guys can't see the video, but they're incredibly unhappy. Like they want to be anywhere.
Oh my God,
else.
they look miserable.
They're not. He's not even happy about it.
These are slaves.
He knows it's like Carmelo's not happy to be there. He's making millions of dollars to
To shoot a ball.
tolerate daily conversations with James. Did you see how homicidal that expression was?
He needs to be on the list, like a suicide watch list. I like that guy's hair.
It's great. Honestly, this whole video is just excellent.
I think we're gonna link it in the explanation.
Yeah. You people out there, you listeners, need to watch this.
This is a sad music video. Oh my God, he doesn't want to be there.
All right. Have a nice night, everybody.